Hey everyone, welcome. It's great to see you. This is Jim, your host and guide in navigating the wilderness. Wherever you are in this world and whatever time you're watching this, I sincerely appreciate you being here. You could be doing any number of things right now, but you chose to spend a few minutes with me, and that makes me extremely grateful. Today I'll be reading from my devotional and then sharing my thoughts on the topic. My hope is that today's message will inspire and encourage you. So, with that being said, let's get started. The parable that Jesus told about the seeds and the sower in Matthew 13 was extremely powerful 2,000 years ago, but it is also very fitting for today. Some people are presented with the Word of God, but the devil comes and steals it away before it has a chance to take root. Many people hear the Word of God, but like the stony ground, the seeds that are sown do not take root. Other people hear the Word and give it a brief chance to grow in them, but when the difficulties and challenges of life come, they turn away from God and go back to living by the flesh. But none of that discourages God. He will continually sow seeds, and often He will use us to do that. He knows that the world needs His word, and He will send the rain as well as the sunshine to help the seeds grow. Sometimes rain will fall upon us, but there's always a rainbow after the storms we face in life. God is faithful because the few seeds that do take root, with cultivation and nourishment, will produce a bountiful harvest and many more seeds. Allow His living word to grow in you and spread it to others so that they will be rescued from the starvation of sin. And that is the word of the day, or the thought of the day. Not the word of the day, but let me just kind of briefly say that people that are gardeners, I have great respect for because I can't grow anything. I tried my hand, growing cactus when I was a kid, and I killed the cactus. I can't figure out, I don't know. It's just not my thing. My grandmother, on the other hand, she could take a garnish that was on your dinner plate and from the restaurant, and she'd bring it home, put it in the backyard, and there'd be just a huge garden of stuff. She could grow anything. Very, very skilled in that department. Apparently that gene was not passed down to me. I have the opposite of a green thumb, so whatever. But anyway, but this thought of the day is great to use today because God is continually using us and using circumstances, using His Word to get His message to the masses. And a lot of times there's going to be people that's just going to fall on a stony, cold heart, and it's not going to take root. But you know what? God does not give up with that. He uses us to continually be the sower, to continually sow seeds out there for trying to bring people into His kingdom. That other part where some of the seeds took root, but then they started to flourish, but then the difficulties and circumstances of life caused them to wither and die. So that's another metaphor that a lot of times what we'll do, and I do this a lot of times myself, is I'll get real excited for God and I'll go for God, whatever, and then I'll go back to living for ways of the sin, of the sinful nature of the world. So that's I'll do that sometimes, but then I have to realize that I need to get back on the right path. I think we all do that. We all, of course, fall short of the glory of God. We're always going to make mistakes, but don't allow that to wither your spiritual growth. But then, there's that time when, in the parable in Matthew 13 where the seeds were sown on good ground and they took root and, they started to grow. And there was nourishment, there was light, there was the sunlight, there was the rain. And as the seeds became plants and started to grow, they produced more fruit and more seeds. So I think that's what God's calling us to do as Christians these days, is to allow God to grow you spiritually. And there's going to be times when it's going to rain, and it's going to, there's going to be that pruning that takes place, and there's going to be things that we may not like and feel uncomfortable, but hang in there and know that there is a great and bountiful harvest coming. And I think God is wanting to use us as Christians in your spiritual life, I think. And I know that I can speak to myself on this, is that sometimes I don't see the result of the seed growing. There is, the plant, the seed is is planted into the ground, and I'm watering it, and I'm cultivating it, and sunlight's on it and everything, but I don't see anything. So don't let that discourage you. Hang in there, because eventually that seed's going to start to bud, and it's going to start to grow, and then there's going to be, you have to continue with watering it and giving it sunlight and protecting it from, the other animals that are trying to, destroy it. And you can use that as a metaphor for the world's going to try to come and try to steal that and try to destroy, your spiritual growth. And then there's going to be pruning that takes place sometimes, as the plant starts to grow, and as our spiritual walk starts to grow. But don't let that discourage you again. Know that there is a great and bountiful harvest coming, and hang in there in your daily walk. And I know that this is kind of a little bit all over the place here, but God is faithful, and He does not give up on you. So don't give up on Him. Know that He's doing things behind the scenes a lot of times that we don't even realize, but know that there is a bountiful harvest coming, and He wants you to enjoy and partake in that. So anyway, what do you think? Hopefully this message was beneficial to you in some way. Maybe you've gone through something. Maybe you're going through something. Leave a comment down in the comment section. Maybe other people can help and contribute to that. Maybe people can offer encouragement. But I'd love to hear from you. But please remember to like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel if not already. I'm Jim. Thanks for stopping by. Be encouraged, never give up, and God bless.